going fast. This one we're gonna stay on a minute because I'm not too crazy about the Mets, but the Mets go out and they sign Francisco Lindor.
True.
Good, great, or you think it's up for debate?
Um, I don't know. That's my honest answer. It's just because if they fired their entire medical staff, I'm on board. Because for whatever reason, the Mets players, star players, can't stay healthy. All the pitchers are always hurt. Somebody is always hurt. Look at Cespedes, hurt, quad,
All their pitchers
oblique,
are usually banged up too,
it's
right?
almost Tommy John. Like always,
Yep.
somebody's always hurt. Syndergaard's hurt. Wheeler hurt. Somebody's always hurt on the Mets.
Do you
And
think that the ownership, if they
I hope
if they
so.
hire new ownership, do they keep most of that
I
personnel in
hope
there?
not. I hope they do change it. That'd be my first thing. If I'm an owner, I'm coming in. Damn, why the fuck is everybody hurt? Medical staff, you out. I'm bringing a whole new medical staff in here. Hey, players, what's going on? What are you like? What was not working? What is working? Like everything could look good on paper.
Yeah, that's the terrible thing about it.
That's
Looks
the issue.
fantastic on paper.
Everybody looked good. Look at a couple years ago, the Los Angeles Angels. They looked good on paper. They had Mike Trout. You had, you signed Pujols. You thinking that's gonna be
Otani, my guy,
exactly?
Otani, the
You think
Japanese piece.
you think
You
you're
think
gonna
gonna be just
you,
home run hitting all day?
and no, like they barely a good team, and that's a waste of Mike Trout's talent in the Angels. Sticking on topic to the Mets, I just don't know what they're gonna do, like, or how is it gonna come together.
Have you seen or have you watched at all? Because I know it's a different market, but have you ever watched Lindor play? Did you watch the baseball playoffs this this
Yeah,
season?
he's a beast. Don't get me wrong,
Right,
but like
animal, right?
it doesn't like it's you're first of all you're in the NL, so your
Right,
pitch,
which is brutal.
your pitcher has to bat, so you're already losing one hitter.
You're right.
So you have 8 hitters. Now, if I'm the Mets, I hit up DJ LeMahieu because the Yankees are doing some dumb dickhead shit.
What is going
I don't know
on with
why
not
they don't
signing
just.
my guy La
I have,
Máquina? They're not giving it to
I
him.
have no idea. But if I'm the Mets, I'm a Yankee fan. I'm going to the Met. Going to DJ
I
LeMahieu.
would sign him in a heartbeat.
5 years, 100 million, whatever you want. Let's go. You put him
Now,
in
what
front
about
of. You put him in
what about
front.
his injury shit?
No, he don't. He don't.
No, you think
LeMahieu shows up every day. He banned
he does.
350.
He's filthy. He's filthy. I love him. I can't believe he came from Colorado. He's doing big things.
Exactly.
That would be great. So then, what you get? LeMahieu in the leadoff, and then Lindor behind him.
Exactly. And you play from there. And you can make a trade or two. Keep moving. Keep wheeling and dealing. Bring up some young guys. Be unconventional. Whoever's banned 400 in Double A, bring him up. See what happens. Like it's keep it going. Bring the stars that need to be brought. But I just hope that the Mets. It's fun when the Yankees are in the Mets or in the playoffs. Like it's just baseball culture. Like it's better when the Giants and
At
the
least in New
Cowboys are in
York,
the
where
playoffs.
everybody's talking shit. It's like
Yeah.
Yankees, Mets. It's a nice buzz in the city for sure.
Correct. So like we don't know because look at Cano. Cano got hurt too. It's just a lot of stuff that you just don't
Yeah,
know.
the Mets definitely deal with some stuff. I also think too, when you have a losing culture, you might not be as hurt as you're saying you're hurt, right? So if
Exactly.
you're gonna get paid regardless,
So,
you're like, fuck that.
wait,
I got a pull hammy.
Oh, my back hurt.
Yeah, like I'm good.
My
Let me
stomach
get that
hurt.
money.
Oh.
Let me lay up and just chill. You know what's crazy though? They've been to am I not mistaken? Didn't they like end up in the postseason like hot just a few years ago, and then like the next year they just fizzle out? I mean, they
Well,
had
they were
what was
hurt.
it?
That's the issue.
I know they had what was the Dark Knight's name? The pitcher? I think it was Dave or David something. They had like
Oh,
a
and they talk
ridiculous,
about okay. They call it the Dark
yeah,
Knight.
yeah, and then he
Guy's
got
name.
injured, and then it was like. Pff.
It was over for
So it's
him.
not like the Mets are not trying and they're not attempting.
They
It
just get
seems like-
hurt.
Yeah, it's a
Every year. I have
cultural-
Met fans. I have Met friends who are fans, and they be like, "Yo, you see the Mets? They cooking, yeah." And I'm like, "It's April. Wait till June, because once June hits, shit goes south for
It's
the
a
Mets
wrap.
every time, every time." That's why, like Aaron Boone last year should have won Manager of the Year because they were hurt. The Yankees were hurt almost the whole year. No Stanton, no Judge, and they still made the
real quick,
playoffs and was
I
cooking.
know they did. They did. They actually had. First of all, I tip my cap to the coach. He's so great. I didn't think he was gonna be that awesome, and Aaron Boone has done amazing things. And I'm not trying to go off topic, but Do you think it's because they understand how, or maybe they're a little bit unconventional, like you're saying, and they're bringing up some of their younger talent?
Maybe.
From what you've seen though with the Yanks,
Um, they
because they're hurt every year too. They're hurt
correct.
every year,
Yep. And it has
They're
to
the
do
same
with
thing.
it has to do with these guys just being jacked, like
right?
playing
The body-
100 games and then being a bodybuilder just doesn't work out
Yeah, I agree.
for you. You know, like
They're not designed. It's not designed to do all that.
exactly. You're not
Which
supposed
I
to have the muscles so tight.
Which is what I thought that baseball should have took a little bit from what they found so much success with COVID. I would shave down the season, half the season, bro. And
They
I think you've
should.
talked about it too. You don't compete with the NBA. You don't compete with the NFL. You keep your fans invested. And instead of it being like the beginning of the postseason in September, it's kind of midway.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna keep more eyeballs. I don't know. I'm with you a little bit. It's nice when the Mets kind of get their act together, but history has proven
Yeah.
they just can't stay out of their own way, which is brutal. All right, sticking with the NYC, another huge headline, and you tell me if it's final. The beard heads to Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's
Is it that-
official. That's all
Okay.
100%.
He went to Instagram and signed the fucking paper and took his
he's
little
done.
picture.
He's done. He's already in Brooklyn. Now the big question mark is Kyrie. Kyrie's on some.
What's up with my man?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
All right, let's take a quick pause before we dig into Homeboy. Back to what we were saying earlier, to kind of bring the picture, full circle. You can't hang out with your family now. You can't throw parties for your family. Like I get that, it's kind of against the law to have large groups of.
The issue is,
gatherings.
here's the issue. If your employer has it in your contract where stuff could get revised, and your employer's protocols state you can't be seen in public without a mask amongst other people,
Okay, that makes sense.
you can't do it.
Right, that's true.
Just like Patrick Mahomes can't play pickup basketball, just like Patrick Mahomes can't go jet skiing or do anything else but play fucking football.
Whatever the fuck. Yeah.
It's in his contract. So it's in whatever the collective bargaining agreement with the NBA and the NBA PA. You can't. COVID protocols dictate you can't be in a crowd maskless.
No,
It's,
that
it's
makes
just
total
that.
sense. Yeah.
Now,
So now, go ahead, finish up.
it's not to say you can't hang out with your family, but you
Right,
can't be at a party,
Right, and posting pictures and be maskless.
video,
and
maskless.
invite motherfuckers.
And then, but that's not the only thing. The only on top of that is that you don't even call your bosses to say you're not going to play. You text your teammates saying that you're not going to play,
Oh shit! Damn.
and then you just your reason for not playing is you don't feel like it. Like,
Wow.
like how does that all work
This is what I want to
together?
ask real quick. Has Kyrie lost trade value? Because at this
Oh,
point,
for
I would've
sure.
traded-
He's not can't. Wait,
You're stuck. You're
wait,
stuck with homeboy.
what are you gonna
$25
do?
million. I don't know. Trade him for like 3 bench players.
You can't.
Fuck it. No.
Who you gonna trade him for? What if he doesn't? He could retire mid trade, or
Fuck.
he can go somewhere else, right? If they do trade him.
Tell him to fucking LA. I'm sure LA will take him.
No, they don't. Nobody fucking wants him in LA. LeBron doesn't want to deal with him. No shot. But what I'm saying is, like, even if you train it to a bum ass team,
Uh-huh.
that bum ass, he could be like, all right, I'm not gonna play. My knee hurts. My elbow hurts. My stomach hurts. My fingers
You know what's
fucked
so
up.
crazy? Homeboy to me has top 10 talent, and he just can't stay out of his own mind.
That's the
He's a good
issue
player,
that we spoke about last week.
Yeah, a little bit. We were talking about how
Players
we-
wanting greatness, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He already has probably 150 mil in the bank.
Facts. And he's got a chip, so there's nothing else.
What are you gonna do? Like,
He don't got nothing else to prove. Right?
You,
Does he really give a fuck if Shaquille O'Neal or some of these guys on these sports shows say that he's a top 10 player of all time? He could care less, I'm sure.
exactly. And then like and I get it. Like if you're trying to be there in social justice and do things, you can play and talk about it. Look at LeBron. That's the one thing. LeBron is 10 out of 10. He gets my utmost respect. He talks about social issues, and then he comes and cooks you on the court. Like,
Yeah. That's a little Kobe about him. He does fucking show up big time.
like there's no. Oh, I don't
How
feel
did you
like.
that no look 3-pointer, by the way?
Yeah, it was dope. It was funny.
Right?
But for Kyrie, like Kyrie's not the only person in the NBA who's trying to affect social justice. There's other players in the NBA who are trying to talk to the community leaders, to the DA, to the police chiefs and all like that, and they still show up for fucking work.
Yeah, that's true. I
You
think we all show up for work,
you
right?
can't
Everybody does.
you can't say you don't feel like playing basketball when they're paying you to play basketball. What you should do is maximize your platform, maximize the NBA. Use all the 50 reporters that you got to talk to get your message across. Call people out by name. Support people out by name using your platform. Like you being quiet and you not like reaching out to your boss
Yeah, that's crazy.
who's paying you,
Paying your bills.
and then you
Yeah.
force, and then now
Paying
you,
your fucking
you didn't force, but you convinced KD to go to Brooklyn.
Right.
Like you convinced KD to go there. KD could have went anywhere. Like to me, if I was KD, where I really would have went, I would have went to the Mavericks.
Right.
Would have had
They got-
Luka, him, and Porzingis. Like
yeah, they
that's where he could have went. But now you force him to come to New York, and now you don't show up for KD. He already dealt with one head case of Westbrook as a PG. Now he has to deal with you as a PG. Like, come on, fam. Like it's just not fair.
All right, so if Homeboy shows up for whenever he wants, right? Forget about him. Is Kevin Durant and James Harden enough to make noise in the East in the playoffs?
It's just tough because you got rid of some of your, you got rid of Karis
player.
LeVert. You got rid of Jared Allen. So now you expecting Joe Harris and Jeff Green to pick up the slack, and it'll be tough. It's gonna be interesting. What they can do is go wait till the buyout market comes out, where you have some of these guys who are on bad teams who wants to get bought out their contract. Who knows? They go out and get Kevin Love. That could be a good piece for them. A spot up big man shooter, spreads the floor.
They still need more, is what you're saying, and they lost by they lost by addition too, because they lost guys
Correct.
to get
To get James, and then remember that they mortgaged their future. They give away four first round picks,
damn.
and
That's
then
expensive.
and then pick swaps on top of that.
That seems like way too much to give up for Harden,
I
especially if you got
I
Kyrie.
I thought so too. Because then you remember, I think, well, you got Harden and KD locked up for the next 3 years. That's
Okay.
their contracts. But like
Sure.
Harden has rubbed people the wrong way. Look at Chris Paul. Look at Dwight Howard. Look at Russell Westbrook.
Right, so now other people might not be so intrigued to come and play,
Exactly.
and you got Kyrie there.
And then
So
and then KD's sensitive. What
Right.
if they get into a spat? And then you got Kyrie who doesn't show up for work. You have
So
this.
basically, that shit sounds like a dumpster fire to me. That sounds like everything's gonna go wrong in Brooklyn. Like based on the knowledge that you just told me, it doesn't look good.
It doesn't. But we don't know. We don't know if
No, I do know. I've seen this happen.
if KD comes and
Kyrie
slaps
doesn't show up
everybody,
for work.
but he's not about that life.
Fucking Harden disappears in the playoffs, and you can make an argument that Kevin Durant is a little bit brittle when it comes to injury. So you got an injury plagued guy. You actually got potentially 2 injury plagued guys, and you got a guy who just disappears. I don't think it was a good investment moving forward.
It's
It's
a-
hard. That's a tough situation.
you put the GM into a bad spot. You put your
Put everybody. Bro.
you put
You put the organization, you put ownership, you put the GM, you put the other players, because now if you lose a game, you're gonna have the media with the mics and shit like, yo, what happened? Like, think about this. They're trying to play basketball and they gotta ask, Kevin Durant a million questions about Kyrie instead of asking him like, hey, you scored 30 and 10. How did you feel about the game? Your body feels loose, you haven't played in a year. Stuff that's relevant to the game. We gotta be like, yo, where's Kyrie at? Did he show up? Is he at his mama's party? Is he at his sister's party? Where he's at? You know what I mean? And then
and that's the
on
tough
top
part.
of that, dude, that's a lot, bro. Then you kind of got a depleted bench, and then plus, who knows what kind of teammate Harden is? Fuck, bro.
And then you force KD. Now KD is forced to play back to backs ahead of schedule, coming off the Achilles. So like they weren't. I'm pretty sure they didn't want Kevin Durant to play back to backs this early. So you fucked up the whole timeline. Kyrie fucked up the whole timeline because then he's taking games off and he was off for 9 months.
Bro, off for a long time. He was off in the Celtics. He was off in the Brooklyn Nets.
Exactly.
Like, nobody's been hitting a lot of vacation time.
So what are you
And get
what are you
paid.
going to take games off? Like it's
Isn't the fucking saying in sports like no days off? Isn't that like a fucking thing, right? Like fucking, LBJ tries to play with cramps. You got MJ like we talked the last time. Playing with flu. Like the whole point, especially in the NBA, it's about toughness, right? I'm not saying that other sports are not about toughness, but it seems like especially the marquee players got to show up and do their thing, and then it seems like you got a 3-ring circus in Brooklyn.
it's the new Barnum and Bailey. That's all I can
Facts.
say about that. It's true, man. I just don't know what they're gonna do because
So at this point, what you were saying earlier about homeboy, because I wanted to touch on this too.